It's Beer O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Finland, from Orava Brewing Company. And this is a can of a wee heavy, a Scottish style wee heavy. It's called Clayhills Wee Heavy. It's 8.5% ABV. There's a look at the can. Orava Brewing Company, really interesting brewing company. I want to thank Buddy Visor first and foremost for sending me the can. Thank you very much, Buddy Visor. But they will literally brew any beer style that comes to mind. And I really like that from that brewing company, because there's a tendency to, and I can understand it fully. Let's get the beer out first. I can understand it fully that you can brew a beer style that you know will work. A safe beer style, if you like. You can brew a number of New England IPAs. You know, as a brewery, that New England IPA style is going to sell like hotcakes. And it's going to sell out really, really quickly. And, you know, you've invested all that money in hops and malt and yeast and your water and your brewing equipment and your staff and your rent and everything else, and you know that beer is a safe bet. It's gonna pull in enough money for you to be able to pay the bills at the end of the month and maybe make a little bit of profit. But this brewing company, and of course there's lots out there, this brewing company is like, we want to brew every single style out there that we possibly can. From Orava Brewing Company, I've had New England IPAs. I've had Baltic Porter Stouts. We have an Imperial Stout here called Orwellian Nightmare that's coming to the channel. They'll brew sours, lots of different sour beers. For me, and I've never been there, I've never spoken to anybody from the brewery, but I can absolutely guarantee you one thing. The people from Orava Brewing Company are probably more passionate about the product, the beer, than probably a lot of breweries out there. And I'm saying that because I'll go back to the initial thought process. They're willing to kind of like brew every single beer style out there. It's like a Scottish wee heavy from a brewery from Finland. Amazing, absolutely amazing. One finger. Golden, I'd say golden coloured head. Good levels of carbonation as I rock the beer back and forth. You can see that the beer has fantastic body just by rocking that beer back and forth. You can just see it. Big, thick, dark liquid. It's a deep mahogany coloured, nice and hazy. Looks really, really good. Let's get the aroma. Oh, wow. Wow. I recently, because I showed this can off in the actual review, I recently reviewed Broughton Brewery's Old Jock, the Scotch Ale at 6.7% ABV. I liked the beer, but my biggest complaint was it didn't have enough body. It was too thin for its own good. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, if you want to see that video, come back to this one and have a look at the difference in the body. You can see the body by me rolling the beer in the glass. You can see how thick and gloopy it is. It smells incredible. Big, licorice, malty, bready, biscuity aromas. Nutty. Absolutely incredible beer. Wow, wow, wow. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. It's got the feeling of like when you poured too many Bisto gravy granules in a pan, and you've got really thick, gloopy gravy. The mouthfeel on this beer is absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. If you think about this beer, if you think about the beer style, wee heavy, it's telling you it's going to be heavy. The style itself is saying it's going to be a big, malty, soupy monster of a beer. And it is. And it is. This is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. There's a little bit of candied fruit, candied brown sugar that begins the flavour. Touch of coconut. I'm picking up a lot of coconut in the beer. It's really rich and full body. I've said that a number of times now, but I'm trying to reiterate the fact how big and thick and gloopy. Look at that. Look at that beer. As I rock it back and forth, look at the carbonation chasing that head up the glass. That is incredible. There's a real coconut flavour to it. I've never really pick up coconut much in beers, but this is, it's like coconut running through this. Nutty, biscuity, bready, hoppy, little bit of sweetness over there. Nice amount of bitterness on the back end. Lots of licorice. I want to talk about the body because it's just incredible. One more time. When you get a big, thick, gloopy beer like this, it sticks to your tongue. It sticks to the inside of the mouth a little bit more than a thin beer would. So you're able to benefit then from more of that fantastic flavour that's coming through, because it's sticking to your taste buds on your tongue, roof of the mouth, back of the throat, cheeks. It's just you're getting much more of a fulfilling experience from the beer. It's fabulous. And just speaking then, I just had a little bit of alcohol warming as the beer slid down the throat into the pit of the stomach. That 8.5% ABV, it just showed itself a little bit. It just said, hey, you know, I'm 8.5%. And it just gives you that warming sensation as the beer slid down to the pit of the stomach. Absolutely fantastic. Wonderful. I've had some terrific beers from Orava Brewing Company, but I think this tops it. I think this tops it. This is just pure class. Pure class in a glass. And everything's in Finnish. Everything's in the wonderful language of Finland. So we got Clayhills Wee Heavy, Orava Brewing Company, 8.5% ABV, 330 milliliter can. And that's all I can tell you really, because the rest is in, I can read barley and oats, but that's about it. Rating. What a fabulous, fabulous beer this is. Really incredible stuff. It's a Stone the Crows 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.